Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I have challenged myself to do my makeup with 5 products and I failed. I had to use 6. I was there. I was almost there. Something that I realized when I was doing this little experiment was that I need powder. Powder is really important, so I had to add that to my little routine here this morning so that it looked good. I did try to stick it to 5, but yeah, I couldn't do it. And if you could do it, let me know in the comments, what products would you use? What products could you narrow it down to do your makeup with 5 products? I would like to know. So today in this video, that is what I've challenged myself to do. And this is really for women who want to keep things uber simple, like really simple. They don't want to spend the money. They want to use a bronzer for an eyeshadow. They want to use a concealer for a foundation or a foundation for a concealer. They want to travel and carry a light bag and use products in different ways so that they can narrow down the products. I'm saying products a lot. So in today's video, that is what I've tried to do. I've tried to keep this really, really simple. I'm happy with the way my makeup looks. I'm really excited how this turned out. Do I love more makeup? Absolutely. I love makeup. I am missing 2 tools that I would definitely use, and that is a lip liner and a little bit of shimmer on my eyes. But other than that, probably the most important thing for me is a lip liner, which I didn't use today, but I'm giving it away. I don't want to give it away. I want you to watch this video. If you're new here, my name is Julie. I'm 54 years old. I'm a professional makeup artist, a licensed hairstylist, hoping to inspire you to try new things. My videos are all about playing. I don't pretend to know it all, and I show my mistakes, I show my experiments, and I'm really hoping that it will inspire you to play. And remember that makeup is art. It's not here to fix necessarily. It is a form of self-expression. It is an art. It is my art therapy, and I hope that it is yours too. Before we get on with the video, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm trying to grow my channel, and subscribing helps me out so much. It's free for you and it helps me, and I appreciate it if you do that. That being said, let's get on with the video. Okay, let's get started. The product that I chose to use for my Complexion product that's going to be my concealer and my foundation, I'm going to use it to even out my skin tone, is the Maxine's Revenge. Is it Maxine's Revenge or French Face? I think it's called French Face. I know Leah. Leah and I have been friends over on TikTok for a long time. When she first came out with this product, she was so kind to send this to me. And it's, gets kind of lost in here. I also don't know how accessible this is to Canadians. I know Leah lives in the States, and a lot of people are using it in the States. She does ship to Canada. Maybe I'll reach out to Leah and ask her what the shipping is like to Canada. But I know for my American friends, this is easy to get. This is matching me right now. I love the formulation of it. And I do love that it's multi-purpose. By the way, concealers and foundations are multi-purpose. They all can be used for complexion, for concealer, for foundation. You can even mix a little bit of skincare into your full coverage foundations to make them more of a skin tint. There are a lot of ways that you can use complexion products. So I am going to use this one. This is in the color light beige, and I already tested it on my face. This is actually going to work out well. I had a few choices actually. The Merit Complexion Stick is one that I could use. However, I do really need to be prepped well with that for it to glide. It's not drying though. I also have the Illuminance foundation. This is beautiful as well. This is the Skin Caring Foundation. Should I use this one instead? There's this one by L'Oreal. You know what? No, I'm going to stick with French Face. When I look at my face, I've got redness down my nose. You can actually see the line where my sunglasses landed this summer. I've got my hyperpigmentation mostly on this side. I want to brighten up around my eyes and brighten up around my chin, take the redness out around my nose. So that's where I'm going to focus. Also, I am going to use this a little bit on my eye. Let's just get going. I'm just going to stop talking and get going. So I'm going to put a little bit here, and I can always add more if I want. Down my nose, around my nose, on my chin. And let's just start there for now, and we'll see how far this spreads. I feel like there's so many women that just don't know where to begin, and makeup is overwhelming. I have to put something on my lips, actually. I always do this. Summer Fridays again. It's hard to talk when I don't have any moisture on my lips. I went to Shepherd's Fashions the other day and I modeled for them, and Kirsten had done a get ready with me, and a lot of the comments she received were, wow, like that's simple. Look at all the layers, too many layers. Some of the people watching were overwhelmed by the amount of products that she used. Now she loves makeup. She loves skincare. This is something that she really enjoys. And when you know what products work for you, it actually goes a lot faster. Once you get a foundation and skincare and concealer that you know matches you, you can slap it on pretty fast. Slapping it on sounds funny, but it's true. It's the figuring out what products work for you that's time consuming and letting go of the idea that you have to have it perfect. Obviously, blended is important. Having the right shade is what's really important. As we find out in some of my videos that I don't have the right shade. I can always make it work though. You see how little product I used and everything is actually looking quite good. Let me take a look. I do like this to be a little bit more covered, but it's not necessary. This needs to be more covered. I only really added product in the center. And yeah, I put some on here. You can see that the redness is gone. Look at the difference in my eye. Let me see if there's anything left on my brush that I can work on to my eyelid. Now, taking a step back, where I really want to focus my coverage is right in here, my vein, and this area right there. So let's see if this will cover, if I can add a little bit more there. I don't have the sun damage that I have on the other side. Maybe just a little bit more here. And maybe a bit more here. I almost stuck it up my nose. Now I'm just pressing this in where I want it to have more coverage. So when I pull and drag, it stretches the product out and makes it more sheer. But if I press, it's going to keep the product where I want it. Right there. And around my vein. It's working. I tinted my eyebrows yesterday. They're quite dark. They always are when I first do it. I need to leave it on for just a little bit less time. And I shaved my face yesterday, so my face is looking a lot lighter than my chest. My chest has gotten sun. It also probably has a little bit of self-tanner on it, maybe. My face is looking lighter for sure, which is normal. That's common for most women. I do have a link for a French face. Leah gave me an affiliate link a long time ago, and I have to find it. Look at that, one product. Now, I will feel better when I get my bronzer on, so I should go ahead and do that, I think. The bronzer I chose to use today is the ABH Smooth Blur Bronzer, and this is in Warm Sand Vibes. Yeah, I feel like this is a good color. Another favorite of mine, which you see in every video, is Makeup Forever Wild Sand. They're not too yellow. If I go too yellow, it doesn't look right on me. So many of my brushes are dirty. Let's see, what do I have? I'm gonna use the Angie Hot and Flashy A507. I like this brush because of the angle. It's not so fluffy that it spreads all over the place. And yeah, it just kind of fits that area really well. And tapping it on also because I don't want to remove the product that was, I worked hard to, I didn't work hard. I attempted to cover those sunspots and blend them out. And that brought the color from my chest back up in my face. Good. That's what I wanted. Oh, my eyebrows are so dark, aren't they? Woof. I like them dark. I just wish, yeah, I wish they were even. The eye pencil I chose today is by Kosas. I really have to get the Brow Pop Nano. This is the Brow Pop that I'm going to be using. And warming up the top of my forehead. And again, that's bringing the lightness down to the center of my face so that the center of my face is the focus. I need the bronzer on my hands. The only thing I don't have with this 5-product situation is powder. So I'm relying on my bronzer as my powder, which, isn't ideal because I do get a little shiny here. Maybe I'll cheat. Some people don't want to use powder. Just connecting this on my neck now. I'm going to use the same bronzer for my eyeshadow. The brush I'm using is by Royal & Langnickel. Love these brushes. Nobody talks about these. Or maybe they do and I just don't see. They're really, really pretty. This is a natural hair brush, and I love how long the handle is. I love the gold. These are old. I think I got these brushes in 2017 when I first attempted my YouTube channel. And I chose this brush because it's a good packing brush. I'll use a different kind of brush to blend it all out in the crease. I really want to get this color on as strong as I can. So this makeup is for somebody who really doesn't want a lot of product, who wants to boost themselves up without really thinking about it. Very, very simple makeup. Maybe you're traveling and you only have so much space to pack products. You just want to have a carry-on bag and you don't want to worry about it. Depending on where you're traveling to, you may have to add a powder, but I'm just trying to keep this as simple as possible. And the change of brush makes all the difference. See how that blends compared to the packing brush? I wouldn't have been able to blend really well with the packing brush. Packing brush, eyeshadow brush, shader brush. What's the word? Let me know. There we go. Now I'm going to go back to this brush and I'm going to use the tip for the bronzer. And I'm going to use this as my eyeliner as well. And it's a stiff enough brush that I can do that. And I'm pushing a little heavier on the outer corner, lifting the pressure off a little bit as I go into the inner corner. So pushing here and just ever so slightly here. So that's why I'm getting that thicker line. Let's go on to brows because they are looking crazy. This is in soft brown. I do like the Brow Pop Nano better. I don't know what this is gonna look like because my brow hairs are so dark. Oh, I do need powder for this. I need powder. Okay, I lied. It's gonna be 6 products. I'm gonna use the MAC Studio Fix. This is a newly formulated Studio Fix, it's kind of messy. This color is N4, and I am going to dust it around my eyebrows because the eyebrow product's not gonna stay otherwise. It's from the moisturizer. If I didn't moisturize there, it would be fine. Let's dry that out. There we go. Now that I'm at it though, let me put some down on my nose, down on my pores. Yeah, powder is a must. It is. Even with dry skin, it is. Depending on the product that you use. Had I used this product, maybe it wouldn't be as slippery, but I wouldn't have put that in my brows anyways. So technically I need a powder. And it just evens out the pores. Okay, I feel better. Sorry. I tried. Yeah, that's a good color. So it's not darkening up too much. What did I use yesterday? I think I used NYX Lift and Snatch in blonde, but between the dark eyebrow hairs and the pen, it was dark. Now that I can see my eyebrow hairs though, I don't have to put it everywhere. That's the bonus. I just need to leave it on a little bit for a little bit less time. I did mix it with a darker brown. Maybe if I just used the light brown, but I find the light brown is quite warm and sometimes I'm not in the mood for that. I do all of this myself, eh? I wax my brows, I cut my hair, I highlight my hair. I would find that it would be very expensive for me to go all the time. However, if I was close, like I live in the country, so if I was really close to a place to get my eyebrows done, actually, you know what? That's not fair to say because I get my nails done every 3 weeks. I could have my nail tech, Tam, do my eyebrows, but by the time I'm in there to see her for my nails, I've already done it. And she's busy doing my nails. She's booked right up, so I would probably have to find somebody else to do it. I should consider that because I don't do the best job. touch in here maybe. It is buildable, so if I want that to be a little bit brighter, I can. If I want to clean this up here, I can. It's not creating any kind of heaviness, that's for sure. I may just set a very small dusting of powder right there. Ever so slightly though, because this is a foundation. Don't look at my nails again. Doesn't have talc though, so it is lighter, the formulation, than it used to be. Now mascara. I did cheat and curl my lashes beforehand, but obviously you don't have to curl your lashes. I've been having a problem with my lashes lately. They're really clumping, and actually the video that I posted today, I really had an issue. And I tried the Prada mascara again. I've been really liking it. I know some people don't like it, but the formula has stayed really creamy. I'm not running into problems with it clumping and making them look like they're sticky, some of them. So I'm going to use this again. I know it's high end, but I've been using it for the past few days and I remember why I liked it. The brush is a bit unique. You have to be aware of where the brush is pointing because it's not round, but you'll see that my lashes, they're not going to stick together. I'm not going to have any issues with that at all. Famous last words. Please prove me right because, yeah. And I can build it. And the brush is actually really good for the bottom lashes. You would think it wouldn't be, but it is. So I don't like my bottom lashes looking really long and spidery. The brush just on the edge there will grab at the root. Yeah, and I like that. These Q-tips, actually, I'll link them for you. They're so good to get the mascara off. I always make a mistake. Let me just go in for another coat. Mascara is something that you should take your time with. Yeah, there's something about this mascara that just looks light and fluffy. That's how I explained it the first time too. My first impressions was this feels light and fluffy. It's not creating a separation necessarily for the lashes, which I think the other ones are separating my lashes, but then they kind of stick together and I don't know. My tastes change all the time. Sometimes I want really long lashes and other times I want fluffy lashes. I'd actually like both, but I can't seem to get it. And it does layer nice. There's something about the brush that combs it out. Yeah, and they're not sticking together. I hope you can see that. The last video, or the one that I posted today, I had to use false lashes because they were just that ridiculous. I'm using a lipstick for my blush and my lipstick. This one is by Sephora, and it is 03. What is the actual name of this? Pink Plasma. I like the color. I am going to put it on the back of my hand, just like that. I'm going to use a BK Beauty 110, and I'm going to work the lipstick into the brush. Hopefully this will look as good as I want it to. I think it will. Let me go to my favorite side. Going back to my foundation brush, I'm going to go around the edges. Yeah, that looks good. I have lip balm on. I'm going to take that off. I think what I might do is just powder my lips a little bit. It's a hydrating lip product. Yeah. There's no smell to these lipsticks, which I really like. That's the one problem I find with drugstore lipsticks is a lot of them, like L'Oreal, has a scent to them. I like the lipstick itself, but sometimes the scent, it even kind of feels like I get the taste in my throat. I don't have that with this, and they're not a bad price. Really creamy though. I almost have too much on. They're very soft. It's weird without lip liner. This is for somebody who doesn't want to be bothered with all of that stuff. What do we think? Did I do a good job? Can you tell I only used 6 products? I want to say 5, but I used 6. Let me just use this powder. I'm going to use the bronzing powder brush. Just want to go under here a little bit. Just to blend the edges again of this blush, to smooth it all in. It diffuses it. Do you see that? I hope you can see that. It makes it all become one. A little bit more bronzer on my forehead, just to make sure that all is connecting. I feel good. I feel like I did a good job with 6 products. Other than lip liner and a little bit of shimmer on my eyes, this is how I would like to walk out the door anyways. I do like using more products, but that's just because it's my art therapy. It's my medium. I hope this helps inspire you. Remember, pigment is pigment. There are definitely products that aren't eye safe compared to other products. So make sure whatever you do that it's eye safe, like the bronze. Bronzers are eye safe. It's not going to be a problem. Use your bronzers as an eyeshadow if in a pinch. And you could even, if I wanted to, and I'm not going to do it today, but you could even dip a brush into your mascara and use it as your eyeliner. This would be your liquid eyeliner. So there are different ways to use products, and I hope this helps inspire you to try new things. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.